Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Arrow. So let's start talking about this episode. Here we get to see our three stories being, we have Felicity, Diggle, and Oliver trying to stop the explosives, and that's most of the episode. Felicity gets fired and has to team up with her father. Other side of the story is this very small story with Mama Smoke and Quentin. You see a little bit of their relationship, and that Quentin was gonna lie about knowing that his daughter was the Black Canary, and Mama Smoke's like, no, you definitely knew. Tell the truth, because I'm kind of tired of men in my life lying. And Quentin does the right thing and does tell the truth. We'll see what the aftermath of that is in the future, but he does end up telling the truth. And then lastly, we saw Thea in the Noah's Ark place, and we have Anarchy return, because he kind of sneaks in there. I don't know how, but he does. And he wants to destroy the place, and Thea's like, yeah, I'm with you, but let's not kill the innocent people. And in the end, he ends up killing Alex. And we do not know kind of the full reaction that Thea has there. But it seems like she's going evil in the next episode. Sure. And then in the flashbacks, we get to see a little bit more of the magic stuff. In that woman, who I don't even know her name because the flashbacks really aren't good. But she gets the magic, and I guess they're just showing more of, you know, what the whole totem is all about. And in the end, we also get to see Damien Darhk have even more magic. And that's what's going on. I did not really like this episode, honestly. This was a really weak episode for Arrow. I just felt very bored by the episode. Felt fillerish, and that we shouldn't have that by the last 3 episodes of the season. And I don't really know what direction they're going with the end of the season. It's a lot of repetitive stuff of like, oh, we gotta destroy Star City and save it. You know, obviously that's something we've seen before many times. I do like the idea of all these villains teaming up with Damien Darhk. It feels very comic booky in that way. I do like that. But yeah, the whole episode was stopping these missiles, and I mean, I like the idea that they weren't able to stop all the missiles, and that was more Felicity's story. I enjoyed that because you can't, especially with this show, they've always been the hero of the day, and a lot of times saves people. But how about if there's an opportunity where there was only one route, people dying? It's just who dies less, and that's the route they picked. So I like that, but it took so long to get to that. And also, I know there's some people that really like just the 3 characters, you know, the 3, Diggle, Felicity, and Oliver together. But there was something missing, and it did feel like we were going back, but not in a good way. You know, we've had a lot of great progression with the team, and just to have the 3 characters, it's nice, I guess, in one episode, but now it just kind of feels lonely, and it's going through the motions. There wasn't a lot of great chemistry moments. It was just like, let's go here, mission. So I thought that part was really weak. They could have done a lot more with it if they wanted just to make it the 3 of them, but there was something very missing in that part. I really like the Quentin and Mama Smoke parts, but it's a very small portion of the episode. But I actually really liked Mama Smoke in general in this episode. I like that she kind of brightened the episode because it was dark in a way that didn't have to be, because it wasn't, I mean, it is a dark episode, but I think they could have lightened it up a little bit with some jokes. They did it here and there, but they could have done a lot more. So yeah, Mama Smoke was interesting because you get to go into her head a little bit, with, you know, the calculator and in her experience, and that makes sense because calculator does return here. I liked what they did with the Felicity calculator father-daughter relationship, but also they could have paralleled that with a little bit more with Malcolm and Thea's relationship, which I'll get into. But yeah, like I said, Mama Smoke was great just to go more into Laurel, Black Canary stuff. But also, you know, a big disappointment in this episode for me personally is that Thea did not have a lot of screen time, but deserved a lot more screen time. There's things in this episode I think that could have been cut out. the flashbacks being one of them, to give her more time for her story. Because there's a lot going on in those scenes that she has, but there's not enough time to explore it. And of course, those are my favorite parts because I am a huge Thea fan. But also, I thought it was the most interesting story. The other ones were, again, the Mama Smoke one is just a fun story and a cool character story. But then the other one is just like, oh, let's go get some missiles. You know, it didn't have a lot of character building besides maybe with Felicity and her father, which I thought they could have done more with. But with Thea, there's so much going on in that story because this is the main plot. This is where the whole idea of the Glades 3.0, whatever we're up to, 4.0 at this point, is being made. So you would think they would concentrate more on it. And also, you know, just losing a recent female hero, it would have been nice to see a little bit more of Thea being a hero on her own, which you get a glimpse of in this episode, where Anarchy, which I actually really liked Anarchy in this episode, said, and I love the scenes, like, don't make the men in your life treat you as a pawn. You're a queen. And I really like that. I mean, it's kind of on the edge of cheesiness, but I loved it. I was like, that was a good pun. That was a good line. I really enjoyed that. Because it was actually him pushing her to say, do you. You should be the hero of your own story. And in parts she was. You know, she tried to save Alex, and she has her own tragedy now with Alex. Which I'm not happy that Alex died, because I thought there was so much potential with that character. If you've seen my previous reviews, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen with Alex. And then Alex kind of finds out there's something up with Thea in the end. And then he dies in the end. And then you don't have enough time to actually see Thea's reaction to it, and it looks like she's going evil in the next episode, so I do not know where they're going with that, but there's so much they could have done. Again, I'm glad that Thea kind of protected herself. You know, I like this as her own journey. I like that, but there could definitely be more of that. More scenes with Malcolm and Thea, I would have liked, but obviously they have really interesting dynamics back and forth. You know, the twisted mind of Malcolm and thinking this idea is good, and Thea saying, why are you so crazy? I love that. It's like at this moment where she says, I said that you're crazy so often, I don't even think that word has enough weight for you. So, I love those moments. I really did. I like the whole arc story in general, but there was really not enough screen time for it. And it looks like next episode we will, but only because Oliver and Diggle are going to be there. And I don't think that's right. I really do think Thea should get more screen time. And it looks like she's turning evil. How many times have we seen that with that character? Hopefully it plays out okay, but, yeah, this episode was a really big disappointment with not a lot of progression and not making me excited for the finale like these type of episodes should do. So we'll see what happens in the next 2 episodes. Hopefully it brings up some speed. It you know, picks up a bit. But very disappointed with this episode. But let me know in the comments below what you thought. Did you like the Oliver, Diggle, Felicity story? Did you want more of Thea's story? Would you have liked her reaction to Alex in the end? Did you like Anarchy? Because I thought he was great. Like, some of his random lines calling Thea mommy was interesting. I thought that was so crazy that it worked. Also, just one more moment, I really liked when Thea revealed herself to Anarchy. I thought that was kind of cool, because I really do see Anarchy as one of Thea's villains, and I really appreciate that. So, let me know in the comments below what you think. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.